Did you know that some of the most radical Christian rebels in history weren't wild-eyed outsiders, but Franciscan monksmen who once served the Pope, then turned on the Vatican with secrets so dangerous, Rome tried to erase them from history? Picture shadowy friars slipping through medieval alleyways, clutching forbidden manuscripts, while papal edicts burn in torchlight and inquisitors hunt them like ghosts. These were the Fraticelli, the little brothers, who claimed the Church had betrayed Christ and who paid for that claim with their lives. Tonight, you'll enter the hidden world of the Fraticelli Franciscan rebels, whose forbidden secrets still haunt the Vatican's darkest nightmares. It all began with a vision so radical it terrified the medieval world. Francis of Assisi, a saint who rejected all possessions, begged for scraps, and taught that true Christianity meant absolute poverty. His followers, the Franciscans, were meant to be living reminders of Christ's message. Sell everything, give to the poor, and keep nothing. But as the centuries turned, the Franciscan order grew rich and powerful, building grand monasteries and amassing treasures, until they looked just like the corrupt church they once challenged. This betrayal ignited a civil war within the order. On one side stood the conventual Franciscans, who accepted wealth and compromise. On the other, the spiritual Franciscans, who clung to Francis's original vision with almost fanatical devotion. The spirituals weren't just stubborn idealists, they were mystics, prophets, and visionaries. Led by figures like Angelo Clareno and Ubertino da Casale, they claimed to possess Francis's original, unaltered rule, a document the Vatican had allegedly rewritten to justify its luxury. Whispered prophecies spread among them. The Church was corrupt, the end times were near, and a new age of the Spirit would soon sweep away the old order. These weren't just theological squabbles. They were accusations of conspiracy and spiritual treason, striking at the heart of papal authority. In 1317, Pope John XXII had enough. He issued a series of papal bulls that branded the spiritual Franciscans as heretics. They were hunted, arrested, and forced to renounce their errors or burn at the stake. But the most radical among them refused to surrender. Instead, they went underground, forming secret communities called the Fraticelli, the Little Brothers, who operated like a shadow church across Italy, Sicily, and Greece. They ordained their own priests, performed secret rites, and claimed to be the only true followers of Christ. To the Vatican, this wasn't just heresy. It was open rebellion. The Fraticelli's forbidden teachings went far beyond poverty. They claimed to possess hidden manuscripts, Francis's lost revelations, prophecies about the Church's downfall, and mystical doctrines that threatened the very foundations of Catholic theology. Drawing on the apocalyptic visions of Joachim of Fiore, they preached that history was divided into 3 ages: the age of the Father, the age of the Son, and the age of the Holy Spirit Son, and the coming age of the Spirit, when the corrupt Church would be swept away by a new, pure Christianity. They developed secret codes, underground networks, and hidden monasteries where forbidden knowledge could be preserved and passed on in defiance of Rome. The Vatican's response was ruthless. The Inquisition launched a relentless campaign to hunt down every Fraticelli cell, torture confessions from captured monks, and burn every manuscript they could find. Trial records reveal a world of secret meetings, coded messages, and desperate attempts to keep their teachings alive. Many Fraticelli chose martyrdom over submission, dying at the stake with prayers on their lips and curses against the Church that had betrayed Christ's message. But the Fraticelli were survivors. Sicily became their stronghold, where local nobles protected them and hidden monasteries flourished in mountain caves and remote valleys. They mastered the art of secrecy using false identities, safe houses, and networks of sympathizers to evade capture. Archaeological finds in Sicily and southern Italy suggest they maintained active communities well into the 15th century, long after the Vatican claimed to have wiped them out. Recent discoveries of sealed chambers in old monasteries have uncovered caches of manuscripts, secret symbols carved into stone, and evidence of a parallel church that survived for generations in the shadows. The Church's war against the Fraticelli was about more than theology. It was about power, money, and control over the story of Christianity itself. The Fraticelli claimed to have proof that the Church had corrupted Francis's teachings, altered sacred texts, and built its power on a foundation of lies. They were a direct threat to papal authority, insisting that the true Church survived not in Rome's palaces, but in their hidden communities of the faithful. Multiple popes issued bulls condemning them, comparing them to the Cathars and other dangerous sects that threatened Christian unity. But here's the real conspiracy. What happened to the secret teachings of the Fraticelli? Official church records insist their manuscripts were destroyed, their communities disbanded, and their dangerous ideas stamped out forever. Yet rumors persist of hidden libraries, texts smuggled to safety, and knowledge that survived the Vatican's purge. Some scholars believe the Fraticelli's critiques of church corruption helped spark the Reformation, that their lost writings influenced later reformers who challenged Rome's authority. Others point to mysterious manuscripts in private collections coded texts that may contain the lost wisdom of Francis's true followers. The pattern is impossible to ignore. Whenever a Christian movement gets too close to the truth about the Church's corruption, whenever it threatens Rome's monopoly on salvation, it's branded as heresy and erased from history. The Cathars, the Paulicians, the Gnostics, and now the Fraticelli all silenced, all forgotten, all dismissed as dangerous fanatics. But what if they were more than that? What if they were the true guardians of an ancient wisdom the Vatican couldn't afford to let survive? By the late 15th century, the last Fraticelli communities disappeared. Some executed, some converted, others driven so deep underground that their fate remains a mystery. But their legend endures. Whispers of their secret teachings still echo through the ruins of Sicilian monasteries, in the margins of forbidden manuscripts, and in the questions the Church refuses to answer. So, were the Fraticelli dangerous heretics, or the last guardians of Francis's authentic vision, keepers of forbidden wisdom the Vatican tried to bury? What other secrets might be hidden in those Sicilian caves? What other manuscripts are gathering dust in private collections, waiting to rewrite everything we think we know about medieval Christianity? Drop your wildest theories and questions in the comments. I want to hear what you think about these forgotten rebels who dared to challenge the Vatican itself. If you crave more stories about the Church's hidden enemies and the secrets they tried to erase, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell, because next week we're diving into another group of forbidden Christians who paid the ultimate price for refusing to bow to Rome's authority. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and never stop questioning the official story, because the truth they tried to bury is always more explosive than the lies they want you to believe.